Daniel Nimham is never mentioned in American history textbooks, but he was the most prominent Native American associated with the Hudson Valley. Although ultimately a tragic figure, his story is a fascinating case study of honor, determination, and sacrifice. The story makes us re-examine a dark aspect of U.S. history and forces us to reflect on how we can make changes to bring justice for all. Daniel Nimham was born in 1726 in the town of Wickapee, New York, near where Fishkill Farms is located today. He was a sachem of several hundred Native Americans from the Hudson Highlands, who are often referred to as Wappingers and later called the Stockbridge Indians. The Wappinger were part of the Mohegan Nation with lands that extended from the eastern bank of the Hudson River to the Connecticut border. The Nimhams were a strong family that was influential among the Wappingers as early as 1665. Unfortunately, their family story will tragically mirror the weakening of Native American power in colonial, revolutionary, and early U.S. history. In 1763, the Wappingers will move their council to the town of Stockbridge, Massachusetts. They will join the British in the French and Indian War and help remove the French from North America. Daniel Nimham will serve alongside Rogers Rangers during the French and Indian War. Afterwards, the Wappingers had reasons to believe the British Crown would reward them, but they were not given any credit for their efforts. While Nimham and the Wappingers were off fighting bravely for the British in the French and Indian War, the wealthy Phillips family began extending their land purchases in present-day Putnam County and leveling rents on those who had settled within the Hudson Highlands. Upon returning from the French and Indian War, Nimham was stunned by the greed of the Phillips family and took legal action. The Wappingers filed a land claim suit for the 200,000 acres stretching from the Hudson to the Connecticut border that maps call the Phillips Patent, and today we call Putnam County. Daniel Nimham took the case to a New York court in 1764. The Phillips attorney produced a deed that was fraudulent. However, the court was composed of colonial landowners who sided with the Phillips family. The Wappingers lost their claim to the land. Daniel Nimham refused to accept the verdict and set sail for London, England in 1765 to appeal directly to royal authorities. Unfortunately, the case there was ultimately dismissed. Soon after, the Phillips heirs had the local sheriffs eject the Wappingers from the area and force them back to Stockbridge, Massachusetts. The British had now abandoned their former allies. After the court case, the Wappinger bitterness towards the British authorities intensified at the same time as many American colonists became disillusioned with British rule. With the onset of the American Revolution, the Wappingers, now living in Stockbridge, Massachusetts, were among the first Native American tribes to take up the hatchet and join the Continental Army. In fact, 35 of these American Indian volunteers served as Minutemen even before the outbreak of war. At Albany in 1775, the Wappingers sent a delegation from Stockbridge to assure the colonists that they were fully committed to the Patriot cause. They stated, "Wherever you go, we will be at your side. If we are victorious, we hope that you will help us to recover our just rights." Nimham, in fact, was hoping to get the land back for his people. Daniel Nimham, at age 50, was given a military commission as captain of the Continental Army. He also served as a diplomat traveling through villages from Canada through the Ohio River Valley to recruit for the Patriot cause. Daniel's son, Abraham Nimham, was put in charge of the Stockbridge Indian Company. The Stockbridge warriors were known to wear hats of bast, body-length shirts of coarse linen trousers, and deerskin shoes. They carried a musket, a quiver, with about 20 arrows, and a short battle axe. They served with George Washington at Valley Forge, and they fought courageously at the Battle of Saratoga, which turned out to be the turning point in the American Revolution. In the summer of 1778, the Stockbridge Company was sent to White Plains to patrol the southern area of Westchester County to gather intelligence of the British troop movements who still controlled New York City. The Nimhams and their company were on patrol when the notorious cavalry colonel Bannister Carleton, known as the Butcher or Bloody Bane, ambushed them. In the face of overwhelming attack, most of the Patriot militia fled, but the Wappingers refused to give up. Deprived of the use of their bayonets, because their Patriot allies considered them savages, the Wappingers could not effectively defend themselves against the British cavalry attack. Daniel Nimham was mortally wounded, and Abraham Nimham was killed, along with as many as 40 Indians on the Cortlandt Ridge on the northern end of today what is known as Van Cortlandt Park. Daniel Nimham, his son, and 40 warriors lost their lives for the patriot cause of liberty on August 31st, 1778, at the Battle of Kingsbridge. Unfortunately, serving the American cause in the American Revolution did little to make life easier for the remaining Wappingers in the years that followed the war. The survivors of the Stockbridge Indians and their families were denied bounty-laden offers to all white soldiers who fought for the Patriots. Despite the Wappinger service in the Continental Army and guarantees of friendship, extreme land pressures continued after the Revolution. Without the legal experience of their Sachem Daniel Nimham, they were encouraged to seek refuge in Oneida country and eventually resettled in Wisconsin. Today, this federally recognized American Indian nation is located in Bowler, Wisconsin. It has been nearly 250 years since the Wappinger lived in present-day Putnam County, but their presence can still be felt in the Hudson Valley if you take time to look. At Putnam County's Veteran Memorial Park in Kent, New York, an annual intertribal powwow takes place every August and is dedicated to the memory of the Wappinger chief, Daniel Nimham. It is also the home of the Mount Nimham Fire Tower hike. Today I will start the hike and walk in the footsteps of the Wappingers and Daniel Nimham. I encourage you to take this hike with a better understanding of the past. As you hike, think about what was lost and think about the ways that we can all work to help restore justice for a proud and forgotten people. Hey class, Mr. Riley here, and I'm in front of the Daniel Nimham Memorial for the Wappinger Sachem that once lived here, and he's a patriot and a Native American who fought for this country and helped create the United States of America. So this was created back in 1996 to honor the Wappinger people, and they tribute 11 sub-tribes that are also part of the Wappinger Nation, and all the sub-tribes are listed on plaques at the memorial here at the Putnam County Veterans Memorial Park. The park is also known for hosting its annual Daniel Nimham Powwow, which commemorates Native American culture, and that's held every August. All right, so in honor of Daniel Nimham's memorial, I'm going to take you on a little hike here up to the Daniel Nimham Fire Tower. So join me as I take this trip, which you can also take with your family and friends too. Alright guys, so I just parked my car and I'm at the Nimham Mountain Multiple Use Center, and I'm about to start embarking on the walk up to the top of the mountain and get to the fire tower, and hopefully it's open. We'll see. Alright, we're on our way. It's a beautiful day here in Kent, New York. Ooh, there's a sign up ahead. Alright, so we found another blue sign, and this one is confirming that it is indeed Nimham Mountain, named after the Sachem Daniel Nimham. Let's go explore. It is Nimham Mountain, so there is going to be some uphill. And sure enough, here we go, up the hill. There are trails that go up and down the mountain too, so if you want to go off the beaten path, there's some access points right to your left. Well, it looks like I could have driven up here, but what's the fun in that? Alright, so when you get to the parking lot here, you'll see another stone chamber, that we see all around the county. And this one is pretty easy to access. Now we have to go beyond the gate and start walking. So you can't drive up past the gate. Almost there. Okay, so we're inside of the fire tower, 82 feet high from the base. Alright, so good news, we made it to the top of Nimham Mountain. The bad news is that due to the virus, the fire tower is temporarily closed. So we will abide by the rules, and I won't go up this time to the fire tower. But it'll be open again, and it's definitely worth the trip, and it's a beautiful view when you get to the top. Alright, so the fire tower was constructed back in 1940 by part of the New Deal package by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So you'll learn all about the New Deal and Franklin Roosevelt in 8th grade. The fire tower was operated from 1940 to 1988, and then in the year 2000 it was turned over to the town of Kent to be used by the public. Going back is a lot easier, it's all downhill. Here's a closer look of the stone walls that were constructed around the colonial time, and they're still with us 250 years later. The work of people many, many years ago still stands. Alright, so I'm in front of one of the mysterious stone chambers that are all around Putnam County. There's over 200 of them. And this one here, perhaps Daniel Nimham checked out when he was a young man. And it's a pretty cool structure that's right off the trail here, and you can check it out for yourself. You'll notice a lot of markings, but I don't think they were done by Native Americans. Alright, if you look carefully, you'll notice some large boulders that were not placed here by people, but rather by the glaciers. So about 12 to 15,000 years ago, when the last ice age ended, these are rocks that were pushed for hundreds of miles, and when the glaciers receded, they stayed in place. So there's a lot of history in these rocks. So just beyond these trees is another example of the glacial erratics that were leftovers from the last ice age, right here in Kent, New York. Back down the mountain, and I make a right on Gypsy Trail, and I'll see the parking lot on my left. Time for a quick selfie. Oops. Wrong way. All right, class, so I made it back to the parking lot, and that was a fun hike, and hopefully you learn something about Daniel Nimham and his story, and remember his sacrifice of him and his family and that of the Wappinger people. So we're fortunate to have such a beautiful park in our school district, and hopefully you'll go out there and enjoy it too. All right, bye for now.